Hi guys, this is Nancy, and I wanted to demonstrate a question that often gets asked in our foiling group, the Foiling Snobs Club on Facebook. And how is it that you do color printing and foiling? So in order to do that, you have to print on an inkjet printer. So this is printed on Hamilco white glossy cardstock. This is 100 pound. This is how it came shipped. And I color printed this image. And I printed it on my inkjet Canon printer. So you can see it is all soaked into paper. So now what I'm going to do, part 2 of this, is I'm going to run this through my laser printer. I'll put some kind of font on here through my laser printer, and then we will come back and see if we can foil it. So first part is through the inkjet printer. The second part will be through a laser printer. If you want to foil it, it has to be super black to do it. So I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I learned some things. One, my inkjet printer did not like the thickness of this paper, so I actually did it twice. It kept telling me there was a paper error. I had to change the settings to thick paper, and then it finally printed it. But I also printed one for those of you that have pickier inkjet printers or pickier laserjet printers. On the Hammermill Premium Color Copy, which you guys know I love this paper, but this is 60 pound. 60 pound because I know a lot of laser printers cannot take thicker cardstock. So this example where it's kind of shiny and glossy, and you can see how it just kind of smeared the ink a little bit there, but this is the, I know what that's from too. This was not completely dried, and I thought, oh, I'm going to stick it in there anyway where that dark ink is, and you can see that it rolled that dark ink off the acorn. Everywhere there's an acorn, there's an ink. That's not the printer's fault. It's my fault for being lazy. Okay, so this is Hamilco 100 pound glossy, and this one is Hammermill Premium Color Copy cover with the chameleon 60 pound. Okay, so you can see they both look good printed. I did the color printed part first, and then in the inkjet, then ran it through my laser printer. You can only do foiling through a laser printer. So if you want to do this, you have to have 2 printers. Do not ask me programs or printer settings or how to line it up. I don't know any of that. I am not a graphic design artist. I know that that's kind of a pain in the butt once you start getting into that and trying to make sure things line up on each other. I just use the Silhouette software. Okay? All right, so. But I did the same thing. First print was inkjet printed the color part. Second print was black printed, and I used a pretty easy font here, black printed in laser printer, the Happy Thanksgiving. So now we're going to foil it. We're only going to foil the Happy Thanksgiving. Okay, so I have some toner foil here. You want to use toner foil, not hot foil. This is Gold Stars from Crafty Critta, but you can use any toner foil you have. And we're going to see if this works. But a lot of you guys want to know, how do we get color prints with laser printing? Well, this is how you do it. Again, I did a very simple background and text. The more complicated you get, the more time you're going to have to invest in aligning your printers. Like if I wanted to do outline of the leaves here, that would be almost impossible to do. All right, so we're going to start with the Hammermill paper first. Dusty, dusty. And I have my minc on 4 because that paper is a little thicker. And I'm using a longer sleeve so the whole thing's covered. Okay. Dusty, dusty. So if you have an inkjet printer and you have a color printer, if you have a color inkjet printer and a black and white laser printer, do not think you can print this in color with a laser printer and the laser printer will only foil in black. That's not how it works. Your foiling machine cannot tell what color the inks are. The only thing the foil machine knows is if it's toner printed, it will stick to it. So I have a lot of people think, oh, I can print with a laser printer in color and it will only stick to the black. No, 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 no. That is incorrect. It will stick to wherever you have toner. Okay, we're going to let that cool down before we reveal it. So, inkjet, color print it first, then go back and do your text in black on a laser printer. You should try to use a mono laser printer. They're cheaper than a color laser printer, but you want to print your text in black. And again, I just used Silhouette software. I have a really terrible MG something Canon. I think it's an MG 7700 Canon. I'm at my wit's end with that printer. That's my color inkjet printer. And then I have a really cheap Brother laser printer, and it works great for foiling for me. And I've had that for a couple years and just recently replaced the drum on it. So if your printer, the first couple prints I did, my printer was like, no, I don't like it. So I changed my settings on my printer to thick paper and text. All right, so we're going to let that cool down. And here is the reveal. Can we get a color image and only foil the sentiment? And the answer is yes. That's how you do it. So all of this is printed with inkjet, and inkjet inks go in and they dye your paper. Toner sits on top of the paper. So because it's sitting on top, when it gets heated up in the machine, that's how the foil sticks to it. The other thing you want to notice is the font. I picked a thick, blocky font. If you pick something that's kind of distressed looking or brush strokes or has a lot of swirlies or is super thin, the foil is not going to want to stick to that. So you want a very simple, heavy toner. The thicker it is, the heavier the toner is going to be font. Okay. All right. So this is the hammer mill. It worked fine. I think this is the safest way to go. This is a nice lightweight paper. It's 60 pounds. It foils great. Great for most of your printers that are out there. Your inkjet printer is going to be fine with it, and your laser printer is going to be fine with it. Now, I know some of y'all is fancy, so you want some thicker paper. That's why I brought the Himilco in. You can see the Himilco has that kind of glossy finish. This takes an extra minute to dry, so don't be lazy like me. Let that dry. You can see where that ink kind of lifted there, but we get the same beautiful result. So if you're looking for... Now, someone's going to question, well, how do I line this up and make sure? Listen, I'm not fussing with all that. You can go ahead and fuss with all that. I'm not going to be doing all of that. But just wanted to show you guys, yes, you can inkjet and laser and foil all together. Again, the two papers that I used, I will put in the description. They're both in my Amazon shop. The Hammer Mill Premium Color Copy Cover. This paper is great, 60 pounds. I wouldn't go 80 or 100. It gets too thick. You may not get the quality print you need for the foil to stick to it. And if you have some of the Himilco, it's a little bit thicker, glossier paper. They used to have 80-pound semi-gloss. They don't have that in stock right now. So I just wanted to give you guys two options. I have not tried this with the Crafty Critta paper that's next on my list, but there you go. What do you think? Are you going to try this? Let me know down in the comments. If you have any questions, post them down below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up before you leave and consider subscribing. I am very close to 29,000 subscribers, and I'd love to have you as a subscriber. Thanks for watching, and keep on foiling. Don't forget to join us at Foiling Snobs Club on Facebook. Bye!